Hey there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Coaster Pursuit. Good morning, good morning. We are here outside of Six Flags Great Adventure here in Jackson, New Jersey. I am so excited. After yesterday's craziness, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out, where we went to Casino Pier and Castaway Cove, Playland's Castaway Cove. What a long day, or long night, but we're here now outside of Six Flags Great Adventure. My first time here at the park. I can't wait to get in here and check things out and see what they have to offer for the 2025 season. I know there's been a lot of changes at this park, for better or for worse, but most people would say for the worse. But we do have flash vertical velocity. Here you can just see that poking up right here at the main entrance. Beautiful, beautiful little scenery. And then we've got, is that Superman, I believe, over here as well. So there's already plenty of people trickling in. We're about 40 minutes outside of park open, but I'm gonna go ahead and get myself in line so we can get going in this park. Two coasters that I absolutely am super excited to ride are Toro and Nitro, but there's a lot of fun to be had in this park, even though we're missing Kingda Ka, but that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see, did I pick the worst season to come here? I don't know, but I'm gonna have a great time no matter what. But let's go ahead and get in this line before it starts getting too crazy, and we'll get in the park. Let's go. All right, everyone, we are in the park. They let us in about 10 minutes before official park opening. Just coming down Main Street here. Very cool. Oh, look at the fountain. Wow, wow, wow. I have yet to have any breakfast or anything to eat, but I want to get on Flash Vertical Velocity and get it out of the way because I did not get the Flash Pass Ultimate. I just got the Standard, and that's the only coaster that my Flash Pass will not work on. So I'm gonna get on that ride, and then I'll just maybe take it a little bit more easier through the rest of the park. But we're headed over to Flash. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. Ah! Everyone's literally running to the Flash. I'm like, is capacity that bad? Let's go. All right, here we are outside of Flash Vertical Velocity. I'm loving the theme music here. Very cool. All right, we're off to an interesting start. Flash Vertical Velocity is closed for an extended wait. They're not sure when it will open today. They said you could wait, or you could go ride something else and come back. So I'm gonna ride something else and come back. I just looked at the sign. El Toro is also on an extended delay. So my original plan of just kind of doing Flash and then going in a clockwise motion, hitting up Superman, El Toro, so on and so forth, might be a little thrown off. But that's okay. We're gonna go and check out Superman, and I'm just gonna kind of go off of what's open and what the wait times are, and we'll get back to Flash later on today. Let's keep going. All right, we're coming down the boardwalk here, and everyone sprinted to Flash, even though it's got some issues this morning. So this side of the park is actually pretty dead, which I'm excited about because I'd like to check out Superman and then head back and give a couple other coasters a shot that are tucked away back here. But it's kind of crazy that this side of the park is pretty much a ghost town. It's kind of wild. All right, everyone, Superman, Ultimate Flight. Let's get on this thing. Awesome. Wow. On my phone with this one, they have the main line closed and have people waiting, but then I have Flash Pass, and I was like, oh, where do I go for Flash Pass? They're like, just come right over here through this door, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like the only one. They're running test cycles right now. Oh my goodness. This is wild. All right, first ride there on Superman Ultimate Flight, B&M Flyer, and that was good. It was good. I feel like I'm learning as I do more coasters that I prefer things that are a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more intense. When I went to Cedar Point, that was my first time going on any large roller coasters outside of Colorado and Vegas. So I gravitated towards rides like Gatekeeper because they were very smooth and kind of gentle and just kind of caressed you through the layout. But as I, have been going on a couple more intense coasters, I'm starting to learn that I like those more intense forces and more whippy rides, and that was definitely a smoother feeling ride. As you come out of the first hill into that kind of rotation where you're now on your back, when you go into that dive and you're kind of compressed on your back, it feels a little intense, but outside of that, it's kind of a smooth, kind of glidey ride, and it was fun, but I was like, where's the part where I'm gonna be really freaked out? And there really wasn't. So I'm excited to keep exploring the park. We're making our way clockwise through the park, back through the boardwalk. We're gonna make our way to El Toro and see what we can do there. If I'm looking for intense, that's probably where I need to be, so let's go. There's El Toro. We're here. Alright, just got off of El Toro for the first time. Holy moly, that was a lot. It was amazing. Oh my god. I'm like still out of breath. Oh my gosh, so yeah, still out of breath. Incredible. My first Intamin prefab, and I absolutely loved it. That thing is forceful. That first drop is just awesome. That first hill going into the second drop, I mean, there's just so much ejector air time. That thing tries to like yeet you out of the train at every possible moment, and those transitions towards the end there are very whippy. Yeah, went from Superman being like kind of easy breezy to like, holy moly. I was about to get right back on it because the line is really short and I have my Flash Pass. I was like, I think I need a break. I think I need to go ride a couple rides and then maybe do some night rides on El Toro. So that's the goal. We're headed over to Medusa now, so let's check that out. Yeah. Alright everyone, just got done with Medusa, B&M floorless. Very good, very good. You know, I was commenting that Superman was like a little too easy breezy for me, and Medusa's actually kind of what I like in terms of like moderate intensity. It wasn't too boring, I guess, is kind of maybe how I felt Superman was. There's enough here in terms of elements. Those kind of interlocking corkscrews are fun. Hair again. Interlocking corkscrews are fun, and it's a really good time. They have like some little theming elements. I think this was Bizarro, Medusa, then Bizarro, then back to Medusa, and I'm like, huh, these theming elements during the layout seem a little out of place. I'm like, oh, maybe they're from Bizarro, but they were kept. I'm not sure, but either way, a really good time. We're gonna make our way out of here, keep continuing on clockwise throughout the park, and we'll see what we end up with next. Let's go. Up here in Runaway Mine Train with the Indiana Jones theme song. Very interesting. Just got done with Runaway Mine Train, and you know, for being kind of a family coaster, that little helix, that little double helix at the beginning is nice and fun. It's a good time. It's a good time. I would definitely ride it again. But we're gonna keep moving our way here through the park. We're next to the log flume here. Very cool, might get a shot of that. That might be something I get on a little bit later because it is warming up quite a bit here, which is nice. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to get on Sawmill. This looks like so much fun. It's way more elaborate than I was imagining. And fun fact about me, I've never been on a log flume before, so I'm gonna have to give it a shot. We are headed back down the midway here. Coming down the center, it's actually not too busy, but then again, I think the other side of the park might be a little bit busier, and that's where we're headed to next. We're gonna head to the Joker, then Harley Quinn's Crazy Train, and then make our way over to Skull Mountain. So again, continuing on this kind of clockwise walk through the park. Let's go. Just got done with Harley Quinn Crazy Train. Another cute little ride, just, you know, get the credit. But we're to the point now in the day where Flash Pass has a wait associated with it for a lot of rides, so essentially it's like a virtual queue, which is kind of cool. Allows you to move on and do another ride. So now I'm just going through, rather than keeping my clockwise motion, and I'm just gonna jump on rides that have the shortest wait time for the virtual queue and then work my way up. And then once I get to a certain point, I will stop and eat something, so I am quite hungry. So yeah, we're passing by Skull Mountain here, but that one had about a half-hour fast pass. So the next one I wanna do is Nitro. Had about a 15-minute wait in the fast pass line. All the other ones have 20, 30, 45 minutes. There's also some rides, including the Flash Vertical Velocity, that are still not operating right now, so we're just gonna keep waiting, keep waiting. Fingers crossed it does open before the end of the day. But there's Skull Mountain. Very cool. So yeah, let's make our way over to Nitro and then we'll kind of regroup and go from there. I did not know they had a Rapids ride, but it looks closed. Here we are in front of Nitro. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is wild. I can't, it looks like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. We're doing it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm realizing that this park is pretty much B&M town. It's pretty much B&M town. Wow. right, just got done with Nitro here at Six Flags Great Adventure, and yeah, that's my favorite ride in the park so far. Absolutely fantastic. The views alone from the top and as you're going on it are just awesome, and that floater airtime's really, really good. So I think that might be my favorite so far. I will go on that again. Like the height and that little bit of floater airtime here and there, just a lot of fun. I find it more thrilling than Superman, even though you don't have any inversions on it, but it's still a fantastic ride. And again, I think it might just be those views and the fact that I've been dreaming on going on that coaster for so long. A+ work. I've got about 20 minutes before my Flash Pass is activated for the Jersey Devil here. So I'm gonna try to find a drink or something in the meantime, and then we're gonna ride Jersey Devil. First ride on Jersey Devil for the day. RMC Raptor, my first one. Very, very good, very good. I kind of got luck of the draw. I got last seat on the train. Somebody brought their bag up there, which was against policy, so they had to get off and put their bag away, so I was able to get last seat. Otherwise, I would have gotten front either way, but I feel like the back seat really whips you over those drops, and you just get a little bit more kind of thrown out of your seat there towards the back. And I forgot to mention, I've gotten last row on every single coaster except Nitro. I did not get last row. I think I got second to last, but other than that, last row on every single one. So I'm not sure if there's certain coasters where it might be better to be in the front for views or just for the getting pushed through the ride, but other than that, I've been on the back on every single one. So yeah, I usually just try to default to that, but yeah, I'm sure there's other seats. Oh, I'm sorry, the other one that I did not get last row on was El Toro. They had kind of half trains for the beginning of the day when they first when they got the ride open. So those first trains of the morning got kind of like half trains. So I was kind of in like the back, like third of the train. So I might have to try that again and see if I can't get further back on it. But yeah, right now I'm just about to go on to Batman, get in line for that with the Fast Pass, and then really just waiting to see if some of these other coasters actually open, so I can give them a shot. The only one that is a really long wait and I don't have Flash Pass for is Vertical Velocity, the Flash Vertical Velocity. I might buy a one-time pass to just get that one done and over with, but we're gonna get on Batman, and then I'm gonna take a break and get some lunch, charge up the phone a little bit, and then we're just gonna play the waiting game and see which other coasters open. Skull Mountain, Dark Knight Ride, they're all delayed, and they have been all day. So we'll see how those go. Otherwise, if they aren't open, then I might keep using my Flash Pass to do some more rides on Nitro, Jersey Devil, so on and so forth. So it's about 2 o'clock right now, so got 7 more hours here at the park. So yeah, let's keep going. Alright, I was just able to get on Batman for a single ride. It's kind of tough getting off-ride shots of a couple of those rides, including Nitro, because it's essentially the station is all you have that intersects with like the actual park, and then the actual ride just kind of goes out into the property, but you don't get any like underpasses and stuff on those two rides, so it's kind of difficult to get off-ride footage for those. But I will say I've been on now 2 B&M inverts, Batman here at Great Adventure, and then Raptor at Cedar Point. Definitely liked Raptor better for sure, but they both, even though this is probably blasphemous, but I get Vekoma SLC vibes from them because those are really the only inverts I have experience with. So when I ride that ride, I'm like, yeah, it's certainly smoother, but like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not as enthralled by B&M inverts as I am other ride types, floorless, traditional, you know, like hyper, those types of things. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I need to keep riding them, but I got off Batman and I'm like, okay. So anyway, regardless, it's break time. We're gonna grab some food, but before we do that, Houdini's, I think it's Great Escape, just opened, and that was on my list to do today. So I'm headed that way. I got the flash pass for it. So I'm headed that way. Then we're gonna take a break, get some food. So let's go. Oh, the sun again. Just got off of Houdini's Great Escape. Really cool, interesting ride. I think those are called madhouses, and there's not a ton of them around. Very interesting ride mechanics, and it definitely plays with your senses for sure. It made me a little bit dizzy. I had to close my eyes there a couple times because I was just like, ugh. But I think that might have to do with the fact that I am starving. It's time to take a little break, midday break, get some food, and maybe charge up the phone a little bit, and then we'll be back at it. It looks like the Dark Knight coaster still closed. Skull Mountain still closed. And Joker, it looks like it's reopened now, but it was temporarily closed. And then Vertical Velocity has quite the wait, so that might be one of the ones I do at the very end of the night. We'll see. But those are my last credits that I need to get here. Everything else is done, so I'm gonna get some food, regroup, and see where we go from there. All right, let's go. All right, everyone. Just stopped and grabbed some food at the something pub, ale house maybe? I'm not sure. I went and grabbed order of wings, and I got the meal plan, single meal pass. And they're like, okay, it comes with one entree, one snack, and one drink. And so I got the wings as the entree, which already came with fries. So I thought that was the snack. And they're like, nope, you get a snack too. And I'm like, do I have to get it now? And she's like, yep. And I wonder if that is the case, because they were like, here's a pretzel. That's what we have as the snack. And I'm like, you expect someone to eat 6 wings, a basket of fries, and a big old pretzel all at once. So I was like, does a pretzel come with cheese? And she's like, nope. I'm like, okay. And the drink. So I threw the pretzel away. I had like 2 bites of it, but I was like, there's no way I can eat all this. I mean, I barely ate like a few bites of my fries. So anyway, got a chance to rest up a little bit. I'm trying to get on Joker, but the app says that Joker is delayed and the ride's closed. It's been running trains for like the past half hour or so, maybe longer, but it still says delayed. So when you go to book the fast pass, it's like, okay, you can get on 45 minutes after it reopens. And as you can see, it is currently opening. It's currently open. So I went to go to the fast pass little service area to ask what's going on. There's a line out the door for that, and I'm like, okay, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. So I'm gonna check in again about another hour, and if it's still doing that, then I will go get in the fast pass customer service line, because I'm like, the app says it's not operating, and it has been for quite some time. So yeah, we'll see. Other than that, I have noticed that a couple of the rides do have some slower dispatches. Batman was a little bit slower. Joker does seem to be pretty slow, so yeah, just little things, but otherwise a very good day so far. Dark Knight Coaster and Skull Mountain have still yet to open for the day. I don't think they're going to be operating today. I'll keep checking, but that's kind of a bummer. But I did enjoy Houdini. That was fun. And then the last credits that I have are Joker, which I will get on eventually. I just need to figure out what's going on. And then Flash Vertical Velocity. I will get on that. I'm going to wait till later on in the day. I'm going to go ahead and purchase the Ultimate Flash Pass, like one-time thing, and just get it done, because the wait times seem to be pretty wild over there. So I think that's the plan. In between now and then, I am going to just keep walking around. I'd like to do Nitro again. I'd like to do El Toro again. I think I'm ready to take it on again. And Medusa again. So yeah, just kind of go back through the park and get some more laps on a couple rides. Because yeah, Dark Knight and Skull Mountain I just don't think are going to happen today, but I will keep checking the app for sure. So yeah, I also need to go shopping for a t-shirt, so I'll bring you along for that as well. All right, let's keep going. All right, just got done with lap 2 on El Toro, and I got a chance to sit second to last row, and whew, it's obviously warmed up. Now it's kind of like 4 p.m. That ride is definitely warmed up, and oh my gosh, fantastic. That one might be, between that and Nitro, it's tough, it's tough. That one might be my favorite, just the fact that it so aggressively tries to throw you out of the train. It's just such a wild ride, and like I've got like a won't in my head again, maybe from dehydration, but it just throws all the blood to your head, and just the intense airtime is just fantastic. I really like that one too. But anyway, I think I need to get another beverage. I think I'm just potentially dehydrated, so I'm gonna grab that. Then we're probably gonna get on a couple more rides, and then let's see, I'm trying to think of what to do. So I have a Flash Pass for Joker. It's not for another hour, so I've got an hour to kill until I get on that ride. Then Flash Vertical Velocity is going to be next, and then we'll see if Dark Knight and Skull Mountain open today. If not, those will be the 2 credits that I do miss out on. But yeah, so beautiful. I know this is like the classic view for Great Adventure, and we're missing Kingda Ka in the background, unfortunately, but it's still beautiful. El Toro is such a beautiful coaster. When I was up there in line, I was like, it's just so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. So anyway, I'm gonna keep walking around while I wait for my time to get on Joker. Guys, first ride on Joker SNS free spin. Really good. I mean, it's quick. You don't know which way is up the entire time, and it's just wacky. It's just wacky, but it is a lot of fun. I got to ride facing a couple of kids who had been on it, were going on it for the first time as well, and we were all just like, ah, ah. It was fun. It's a quick ride, but a lot of fun. I could see why a lot of people like those. I've never been on, there was the other version that was like Riddler's something, I forget. Not an SNS free spin, but a similar design, and was it Riddler? I don't know. But I know that one was not received very well, but those SNS free spins are a good time. I like them. Not my favorite coaster in the park by any stretch of the imagination, but still good. Anyway, Skull Mountain just opened, and it's a 10-minute Flash Pass, so I'm going to try to squeeze that in. We're coming up to it right now. So if all goes well, I may be able to get every credit that I wanted to in the park. I did realize that I did not count Little Devil, the kiddie coaster. I don't know if they just let single adults on. If they do, I might try to squeeze it in. Otherwise, it was not on my plans, but if I can get a credit, I can get a credit. But let's get on Skull Mountain, then we're gonna try for Dark Knight coaster and then finish the night with Vertical Velocity. Let's go. This is Little Thrill Seekers, kind of their kids area, or one of their kids areas. 54 inches and shorter, accompanied by a family member, can get on one of these rides. Pretty small, surprisingly small. The only reason I found out about this little area is that's the Fast Pass entrance for Skull Mountain, and I was like, what's this about? So yeah, interesting. A couple little rides here. I'm wondering if this is where Little Devil is. I'm gonna have to walk around and find out, but yeah, there's some people just sitting, chilling, some covered areas too, so I mean, it's cute, but small. All right, well, the Little Thrill Seekers area is actually a little bit bigger than what I thought. I left Skull Mountain, and I was like, oh, there's a couple more rides. I did see Little Devil, but it looks like it's mostly parents with kids, so I'm not gonna go on it. But Skull Mountain, not good. That ride was, spoilers for those that don't want spoilers for it, but at least at the time I'm riding it, there's no theming in that little warehouse room. It was just black and dark. So it was fine, but I was like, I feel like there should be some kind of at least light effects or something in here, but there was nothing. So I don't know if that's just a me thing or if it really is like that all the time. If it is like that all the time, I'm not a fan. So, but anyway, I went ahead and purchased the one pass for Vertical Velocity, and I'm supposed to be there in the next 15 minutes. So we're boogieing on over there so I can get on that. And then my last credit that I will need is Dark Knight coaster, and I'm in line for that with the virtual queue flash pass as well. So I should be able to knock out the next two rides, my last two credits that I need here in the next hour, that I can spend some time maybe doing a couple flat rides and just walking around the park getting some shots. So pretty successful day. Let's hope it finishes up strong.
Today's experiment will place you aboard a vehicle built by Starlab scientists. This vehicle can run through the Sweet Force barrier and safely travel between the edges.
Just got done with my first ever ride on Flash, Vertical Velocity. Good on you, Vekoma. That is quite nice, quite nice. It's a very smooth ride, but those launches are fairly punchy. That reverse launch that you get going back through the station is probably my favorite out of all of them. I sat in the back row again. I've been doing back row for most rides here. Did the back row on Skull Mountain as well. But anyway, Flash Vertical Velocity, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. The hang time is pretty great. There's that really extended moment of hang time as you come through that first inversion back through the station, essentially a third time. And yeah, I really like it. And then on the way back, you get it again. I'm not sure if I want to do the front, or I would prefer the front. I don't know. I haven't ridden it yet, but I really did like the back row. Now, I will say I did the one-time fast pass for that, which was $22, but I flew all the way out here from Colorado to get on as many coasters as I can. This one being a brand new coaster for 2025. I really wanted to get on it, so to me it was worth it. Some people in line, when they got towards the front, they mentioned hour and 45 minute wait is what they had to get up to the station today. So in my opinion, it's worth it. I got, from the time I hit purchase for the Fast Pass, from the time I purchased it to the time I got off the ride was like 13 minutes. So very worth it for me since I'm not a local, but you know, you'll have to gauge that for yourself. Is certainly an extra expense, certainly for a single ride, but it's really good. It's really good. I like it. I wish the capacity was higher so more people could experience it and not feel like they need to do that extra Fast Pass to get on. Or Flash Pass, what do they call it? I get them all confused. Fast Pass, Lightning Lane, whatever, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, really cool. I look forward to potentially getting on this again at some point in the future, but not today. I've got about 45 minutes before I can get on the Dark Knight coaster, so I'm just going to be cruising around the park, getting some extra shots in, and potentially try to get on Nitro again. We shall see. Those of you that are frequenters of Six Flags Great Adventure, I'm kind of in the movie park area, movie world area, just outside of Dark Knight Coaster, and there's this Axis chemical main drain thing behind me. What is this? What's the meaning of this? Looks like some sort of stunt show, theater situation? I don't know. If you know, you'll have to let me know. All right, Dark Knight Coaster complete, and yeah, that was cute. Once we got through the pre-show, which I was kind of like, oh, this pre-show's going on a little long. But then when we got into the actual station and started boarding the trains, I was like, oh. Once I saw the vehicles, I was like, oh, I think we're doing a mine kind of ride, like a small mine style ride, or a Wild Mouse kind of style. I guess not mine, Wild Mouse style. And yeah, some of the theming and like the set dressing in there was kind of cool, but yeah, it was all right. It was all right. For whatever reason, I thought it was going to be something a little bit more thrilling in there, but that's okay. That's okay. Still a credit, and yeah, that's all of the coasters other than Little Devil that I needed. That was everything. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit more. I've got about 30 minutes before it's time to get on Sawmill Log Flume. I went ahead and booked a Flash Pass for that as well. So I'm about 30 minutes from being able to go on that ride. So I'm gonna make my way over to that side of the park and do some more filming. See if I have time to get on El Toro one more time in that half hour. I doubt it, so I'll just kind of play it by ear. And I still need to get a t-shirt, so let's go. I feel like there are a couple areas over here, kind of even in this like fairly centralized area. There's a couple areas over throughout the park that are even outside of where Kingda Ka once was, where a lot of people say there's a ton of dead space, where it does feel like there is a little bit of dead space, kind of over here by the bumper boats, and then this way, it just feels like a little quiet. I'm not sure if that's a specific reason or if this is reserved for certain things at certain times, but yeah, a lot of just kind of open concrete or open pathways where I'm like, you could drop a little flat ride in here, so it's interesting. It's kind of nice to have this little kind of off the park path. You do get to step away from the crowds and just kind of be in the trees a little bit down next to the water. So it's a nice little, I mean, it's short, but it's a nice little reprieve from the hustle and bustle for sure. I really appreciate that and kind of get to be amongst the trees and stuff. This is nice. This is nice. I did not expect that. Very nice. Alright, so in addition to the junior thrill seekers, we do have this Bugs Bunny National Park area. Some more cute flat rides and stuff. So yeah, it just looks like their children's stuff, junior stuff is kind of divvied up in the park. So yeah, we're back here over by El Toro. Coming around to the log flume. I'm gonna check this area out a little bit more, trying to find something to drink while I wait for my fast lane flash pass. I gotta get that right eventually. People are probably already really annoyed, but I feel like Cedar Point called it something different than what Elitch's calls it, than what Six Flags calls it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to practice. And I need to be quizzed on it probably occasionally. All right, let's keep going. All right, you guys are gonna have to tell me, is this where Ka was? No, this isn't where Ka was. Was it? I don't know, it seems a little, I feel like we have some dead space over here, but I think that's maybe just because we're backing up against the safari, I'm assuming? Feed the Giraffe Encounters Tour, interesting. Okay, well I've got like 20 minutes before I've got to be back for the log flume. I just watched it run and people are getting pretty wet on that ride. So that will have to be the last ride of the night so I can get in the car after I'm soaked, go home and freshen up and then try to grab some dinner. So, but seeing the sunset back here is beautiful. Yeah, this is awesome. Alright, final ride of the night was on Sawmill Log Flume. That was actually a lot of fun. I like log flumes. That was the first time I've been on one. From what I understand, this one's rather long compared to some others, but I liked that. I like the kind of bumping around, and I'm partial to the color aquamarine, so I like how it's painted on the inside, so that was a lot of fun. I don't mind a water ride. I was worried I was gonna get a lot more soaked than I did. I got a little splashed on my arms and that was it, so I'm happy with it. We're about 45 minutes prior to park close, but that'll give me enough time to get back to the main drag, snag a t-shirt, and get out of here. Yeah, 45 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do, is make my way out of the park. Overall, this completely lived up to the hype that I had in my head. One thing that I wasn't expecting is just how much greenery, grasses, and just lushness that is here at this park. I was not anticipating that for some reason. I knew it was amongst the Jersey, trees and forestry, but I thought it was just gonna be kind of a clear-cut space, just all flat. But they have all these like ponds and pools and different water features and tons of greenery, and it just fills out the park really well as compared to like a Cedar Point and certainly an Elitch Gardens, so fantastic. Really, really happy with how the day went. Of course, Kingda Ka's not here. That's always gonna be a bummer to me because I always wanted to ride that ride, but I was able to get on every single credit that I was hoping to get on. El Toro completely lived up to the hype. I mean, look at that thing. It's stunning. It's incredible. It just looks so good. It rides like a raging bull and tries to buck you off of it. Fantastic. And Nitro completely lived up to the hype too. Very happy with that. I think maybe a sleeper hit for me if I had to pick one. I guess, I don't know. That's a tough one. A sleeper hit, Medusa was a lot of fun. Medusa surprised me with how fun that was. Definitely like that more than like a stand-up that's been converted to a floorless like Rougarou. I definitely liked that more. So overall, a fantastic day here at Great Adventure. I can't wait to see what happens with this park as they continue to get more investment. You know, a lot of people are saying that this is the worst season in a very long time with all of the ride removals, but coming from someone that came here for the first time, I'm very happy with what they have here, and it blows everything else I've done. Other than maybe Cedar Point out of the water, I like the feel of this park more than Cedar Point for sure. But the coaster lineup here isn't quite up my alley as compared to Cedar Point, you know. Again, now that Kingda Ka's gone, we don't have anything at that height. So yeah, that is one thing, but I will absolutely be back here when they open a new coaster. I'll absolutely be back here. Flash Vertical Velocity, I honestly wasn't at the top of my list to ride other than wanting to get on it due to capacity and just trying to knock it out, but I wasn't seeking that ride out necessarily, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for sure. So yeah, if you're a first-time visitor here to Six Flags Great Adventure and you're like, maybe I should wait a year or two until whatever the replacement for Ka is going to be, it might be worth waiting to see what they announce next. But if you have to come out in the 2025 season, like, all right, I had plans for 2026, I have plans for 2027, 2025 was supposed to be my year for Great Adventure, and I'm able to do it, but maybe I'll just cancel. I think if it's your first time, it's totally still worth coming. I had an absolute blast. One day at the park was great, and I'll be coming back here for sure. And of course, you know, if you're a season pass holder, you're here all the time, you're very lucky. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for coming along on this coaster pursuit. That was Six Flags Great Adventure for 2025. I'll be headed to Dorney Park tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. Otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you for being here on Coaster Pursuit.